Women in the 1950s ate in a way that nobody called a skin diet. They did not think about their skin when they fried eggs in the morning or stirred broth into their soup at lunch. They were just eating the food that was in the kitchen, the food their mothers cooked, the food that happened to supply at almost every meal, exactly what the skin needs to stay clear and firm well into middle age. This video covers the 6 foods that form the core of that diet. Not supplements, not protocols, just food and what it was quietly doing. Stay with me because the last one on this list is the one nobody expects. Number 1. Whole eggs every morning. 2 eggs, yolk included, before anything else. Fried in butter, scrambled with cream, or boiled with toast. The same breakfast, most mornings, for most of a lifetime. The yolk is where almost everything useful for skin lives. Retinol, the active form of vitamin A, ready for the body to use without conversion. Biotin for skin cell production and surface renewal. Choline for cellular membrane integrity throughout the body. And the fat-soluble vitamins D, E, and K in a form designed for complete absorption. Retinol specifically drives the rate at which skin cells turn over. When turnover is healthy and consistent, the surface stays clear, even, and smooth. When it slows, dullness and congestion follow. In the 1960s, dietary cholesterol became a concern and the yolk became the problem. By the 1980s, discarding it was routine. The 2015 dietary guidelines removed the cholesterol limit. The habit had already been formed for 3 decades. A woman eating 2 whole eggs every morning was covering most of her nutritional requirements before 9 o'clock without thinking about it once. Number 2. Whole milk every day. Glass bottles from the milkman, twice a week. Whole milk, full fat, the way it had always been before low-fat versions arrived and were recommended in their place. The fat in whole milk is not incidental. Vitamins A, D, and K2 are fat-soluble, which means they can only be absorbed when fat is present. Remove the fat, as skim milk does, and those vitamins either leave with it or become largely inaccessible. Vitamin D is now one of the most commonly deficient nutrients in the adult population. It regulates the immune response in skin cells and supports the skin barrier that keeps moisture in and damage out. K2 governs where calcium goes in the body. When K2 is insufficient, calcium drifts into soft tissue, including the dermis, and accelerates the loss of skin elasticity over time. The women drinking whole milk every morning were receiving both consistently in a form their body could actually absorb. They were not taking supplements. They were having breakfast. Number 3. Bone broth through the week. Sunday's roast left bones. The bones went into a pot with cold water, a carrot, and an onion, and simmered overnight. By Monday, the liquid had set to a jelly when cooled. It went into soups, sauces, and rice through the week. Some women drank a cup of it plain before breakfast. It was not a wellness ritual. It was economy. You used what was left. Bone broth contains gelatin, which breaks down in the body into glycine and proline. These are the 2 primary structural amino acids that collagen is built from. The dermis, the deep layer of skin beneath the surface, is made largely of collagen. Consistent dietary supply of glycine and proline means collagen production can continue without interruption. The modern diet contains almost none of these amino acids. Boneless, skinless cuts, protein powders, and processed food supply muscle protein, but not connective tissue protein. The body deprioritizes collagen maintenance when the raw materials are low. The global collagen supplement industry is valued at $9 billion. It is selling what the stock pot produced for the cost of bones and time. Number 4. Liver once a week. Thursday night in most households. The cheapest cut at the butcher. Calves, liver with onions, or chicken liver on toast, or whatever form was available and affordable. Not a choice made for health reasons. A choice made for the budget. What liver contains for skin is the most complete single-food nutritional profile available in a standard diet. Retinol at levels that exceed most vitamin A supplements. Heme iron for oxygen delivery to the follicle and skin tissue. Copper for the enzyme that cross-links collagen and gives it structural strength. Zinc for sebum regulation and the inflammatory response that determines how quickly damaged skin repairs. No capsule contains all of these in the ratios and bioavailability that the whole food delivers. No combination of supplements does either. Liver left the American table in the 1970s when organ meats became unfashionable. The supplement industry moved into the space it left, each compound sold separately, each a fraction of what the whole food delivered together. A pound of calf's liver cost under 30 cents in 1952. The supplement stack, attempting to replicate its skin-relevant content, costs upwards of $60 a month. Number 5. Fermented food at almost every meal. Pickles from the icebox, not vinegar pickles. Fermented ones, made in late summer from cucumbers packed in salt brine and left on the counter for 4 days before going cold. Cultured buttermilk in the bread. Sourdough made from live starter. Raw milk cheese. None of these were health foods. They were just the result of how food was produced before industrial processing arrived and replaced fermentation with faster, shelf-stable alternatives. The gut-skin axis, the relationship between the gut microbiome and skin condition, is now an active area of dermatological research. A healthy microbiome reduces systemic inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation drives accelerated skin aging, uneven tone, enlarged pores, and the most common inflammatory skin conditions, including acne and rosacea. Industrial food processing removed the live cultures from the food supply because pasteurization and vinegar brine produce more consistent and more shelf-stable results than fermentation. The nutritional consequence was a reduction in daily probiotic intake across the entire population. The probiotic supplement market is now worth over $70 billion. A crock of fermented cabbage on the kitchen counter costs a head of cabbage and a tablespoon of salt. Number 6, and this is the one that surprises people most: lard, cooking fat, the animal fat that went into the pan every morning and into the pastry every weekend and into everything that needed heat. The skin barrier is made of lipids, ceramides, fatty acids, and cholesterol that the body synthesizes using dietary fat as raw material. The fatty acid profile of lard is roughly 40% monounsaturated, the same category of fat that makes olive oil well regarded. It also contains vitamin D in a bioavailable form, and it provides the fat-soluble environment that makes the retinol from the eggs, the vitamin D from the milk, and the vitamins from the liver actually work, because fat-soluble vitamins require fat present at the same meal to be absorbed. A woman cooking in lard every morning was not only supplying her skin with lipid building blocks, she was ensuring that everything else she ate that day was being properly absorbed. The ceramide skincare market is now worth over $5 billion. It sells topical versions of the lipids that lard was supplying through diet. The tin on the counter in 1952 cost under $1 and lasted 2 months. 6 foods, all of them standard in every American kitchen before 1965. All of them removed, reformulated, or abandoned in the decades that followed. Whole eggs for retinol, biotin, and fat-soluble vitamins. Whole milk for vitamin D, K2, and their absorption. Bone broth for the collagen amino acids. Liver, once a week for the complete skin nutrition stack. Fermented food for the gut microbiome. Lard for the dietary fat that makes everything else absorbable.